In this video, I'm going to show you how to modify a picture so that it is easy to cut with a laser cutter. Now, in my previous video, I showed you how to download and insert a picture, and like this ghost, into your Adobe Illustrator document. Now, if I were to click away from this ghost and draw, I can move it, I can resize it, and that's about all I can do to it. But I want to show you some, and I could definitely laser cut this picture and probably wouldn't notice a whole lot of differences. But to make things a little bit nicer and smoother lines, you're going to want to do a couple quick features to your image. If I click on my image once, on the right hand side, you're going to go down to where it says Quick Actions. The option you're looking for is called Image Trace. I'm going to click on this option, and there's lots of different choices. But what we're looking for is just black and white. So I'm going to click on black and white, and it may take a few seconds, or even up to a minute, depending on how complex your picture is. And in this case, you take a look and have nice smooth lines. It traced them all around and made nice smooth lines. Now if I click expand, what it does is now separate each of the lines. Now this little scar right here is now a separate piece. Now if I click away and click back on, everything is still grouped together. Okay, that's still together. So we do one more step. We're going to click Ungroup. And I click Ungroup, and I click away. Now, if I were to click on this scar, I can individually move the scar out of the way, or even delete it altogether. Now, the biggest reason why we ungroup is for this reason. I have black lines, and I have white edges or ends. And here's why this is complicated. Now if I drag this and select it all, I'm going to move my ghost slightly off to the edge. And you'll see how the ghost has a white box around it. If I click on this white box and delete it, that's pretty cool. But I want to delete anything that is white. Okay, so sometimes I have white in between things. If I have letters or text, it'll be in between the circle of the A and all around. So we're going to get rid of all that white. Here is the reason why. When laser cutting, the laser cutter will burn into the wood anything that's black. It'll also burn into the wood anything that is white. But what does that look like on a laser cutter? Like nothing. The laser beam will just basically essentially turn off on the white areas and turn on the black areas. And what that does is it basically just wastes time. And so in order to cut back the time, what we're going to do is you are going to eliminate all of the white. So here's the best way to get rid of all of the white in one step. Click on any white area. So I click and select the white area. I go up to the top where it says Select. I go down here where it says Same, and I'm going to choose Fill Color. So you're going to select anything that is the same white fill color. I click OK. I click on it. It selects it all. Now I press the Delete key, and you'll notice that all of the white disappeared. That is an important step to save a lot of time when laser cutting. Now I'm going to do Control Z and undo what I just did, and I'm going to drag my ghost in the middle here, and this is why it's a step that can sometimes get overlooked, because if I know if I hover my mouse over top, there's a white box over here. So if I click on the white, go to Select, Same, Fill Color, then I press the Delete key, it looks like nothing happened. So it's an easy step for people to kind of forget to do, but it is a very, very important step. That is how you set up a picture for laser cutting. Now, the other problem I have now, if I want to move my ghost around, you see the problem? It's not grouped together. Now, if you remember my previous lesson on grouping, I'm going to draw a box over all of my images. I can right-click and choose Group. Now, I can group and resize my ghost, and it's favorable for laser cutting.